So you think that you keep screwing up, but you probably don't. You screw up once and then there's this chain of events. Let's call them the chain of pain that happens from that one screw up. Let me give you an example of what that chain of events, the chain of pain, looks like. And I'll give it to you from my perspective. Right, I'm supposed to be in bed at 9 because I know when I'm in bed at 9, I have a great sleep, get up early, and all the good things happen as a consequence for the rest of the day. Now, if I don't get to bed at 9, if I go to bed at 10:30, I can tell you right now, I'll be eating a late night snack, and it won't be the best snack. It won't be super bad. It'll be whole grain toast with a bit of peanut butter and some other stuff, but it's not good. It's extra calories I wouldn't have otherwise eaten because I'd be asleep. So I get to bed at 10:30, which means I don't have a great sleep, which means I'm more than likely to get up during the night. My sleep's disturbed, not the best quality. And then when the alarm goes off in the morning, instead of having that 8.5 or 9 hours sleep, I might be down to 7.5 or 7 hours sleep. And I might push through the alarm a little bit, which means now my morning routine is crunched or it gets cut in half. I can't get my whole morning routine in before I go off to training. And I usually head to training late because I probably spent too long on the loo because my body's not working properly because I'm tired. So then I head off to training, get there late, which means I don't get a good warm-up. The warm-up's shorter. So I get the training session done, but not to the level of quality I would have if I'd woken up early, I'd done my proper morning routine to wake up my body, that I got to training on time, and I did a good warm-up then before the interval session, for example. So then I get home and I'm tired because even though I didn't have the best training session, I still gave my all. But now I want a nap because I didn't sleep well enough the night before. I didn't get enough quality sleep, which means now my day plan has blown out. That is the chain of pain. All those things come back to the one thing. I didn't go to bed at 9. And the thing is, you lie to yourself, right? You do that, hey, it's been a good day. Let's just watch that next show. Let's just roll it over into the next show, the next episode. Let's watch it. Well, you get caught up watching some rubbish on your phone. Now I've got a lot better at this. I know the power of going to bed at 9 and getting up at 5:45, which is what my alarm's generally set for now. I've tried the 5 o'clock stuff and I've had other videos on that and I'll talk about it again. Used to get up at 7, peeled it back at 15-minute blocks over a period of time, got to 5s, enjoyed the 5s, but rolled them back a bit to 5:45, and I'm finding 5:45 is my sweet spot, certainly when I go to bed at 9. Do a little bit of reading in bed, 8.5 hours sleep. 9:15 to 9:45, 8.5, perfect. My body battery recovers overnight. Let's go back to that chain of pain. But when I don't do that, when I'm not in bed at 9, when I think I deserve a little reward by staying up a little later, it all goes to crap the next day. And rather than becoming a better athlete, which is what I want to do and I expect of myself, even at the age of 51, turning 52 later this year, I should be getting better every day, getting sharper, getting faster. I am, and it should be happening fast. Instead of that happening, you go in the other direction because you don't stay stagnant. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. It's a chain of pain. You know what you need to do. So it really comes down to commitment. Are you going to commit to doing the things you know that are the right things? This is it. This is why I laughed before. We already know what the right answers are. But are you committed to it? Now I'm excited now. It's 8 p.m. as I'm shooting this. So in the next half an hour, I'm going to start to get ready for bed because I know I've got to start to get ready at 8:30. If I'm looking at my watch and I go, oh, it's 8:50, sweet. It won't take me 10 minutes to get ready for bed. It doesn't. It takes longer than that to set up for the next day. I'm usually doing two things. I'm planning the next day in blocks. So blocks of 2 hours. It depends on the day. But most days I can block things in 2 hour blocks, and that way I can cover around about 4 things. And I set up what I need in the morning. All my morning routine gear is all in a basket, ready to go. I get my clothes ready, especially if I have a run in the morning. I choose what shoes am I going to wear, what are the socks, I don't overthink it. I just grab something. I don't overthink it. I don't look at the weather to the nth degree and go, what do I specifically need? But I get something out. And by getting it out, if I'm looking outside and I've got a pair of shorts and I need something, to better cover my legs because it's cold or it's wet or I need a jacket, I just grab it. But the very fact that I've got the nucleus there for my training gear means I can swap stuff in and swap stuff out. It's easier for whatever reason than starting afresh. So I set up. And it takes a little bit of pressure off your brain because you're not holding in your mind the tasks you need to do when you wake up in the morning to start the day, because you've already done those in the evening, so you can rest easier. You can have a better sleep knowing that you're set up for the next day. Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. Now, the other thing I do to make sure that I go to bed at 9 is I clean my teeth after dinner. So if I have dinner, even if it's at 6:30 or 7, I try and have it by 7, so I've got 2 hours clear before I go to bed at 9. Clean my teeth, because I don't like eating after I've cleaned my teeth. It's my superpower. What's your superpower? What works for you? So I leverage that. Have my dinner, clean my teeth. Takes away from any excuses to eat food later. And if I want to eat food later, because I'm getting a little bit hungry, then the best way to get rid of that hunger, go to bed, fall asleep. I'm never that hungry I can't fall asleep. I mean, I had dinner at 7, for crying out loud. You don't get hungry in 2 hours. I get hungry in 2 hours, but not that hungry, right? That you can't fall asleep. So that's the chain of pain. So what I'm advocating is, if you think, man, I keep screwing stuff up, see if there's an interrelationship between those things. Because if there is, then there'll be one crucial point where if you get that right, if that's your key behavior, your key discipline, your key thing, then everything else falls nicely into place. For me, I have to be in bed at 9. And you've heard this from other people, that the morning routine starts the night before. But what I'm sharing with you is the interrelationship between all of those things, why it's so important. Because the morning routine starts from the night before, but not just the morning routine, everything that might subsequently happen in that day. Getting to training on time, getting a proper warm-up before training, being so fresh that you can train hard. And then even after a hard training, you're not exhausted to the point where you just want to go back to bed or have a nap or something. You can get into the day after that and get some good stuff done. Now, I don't know, you might be like me, where at the end of the day, if you've done a lot of good stuff, that feels super good to know that you've got that stuff done. Think about your chain of pain. What is that one thing that if you don't do it, if you don't adhere to it, it means the consequences way outweigh what that one thing was that you negated. So not doing that one thing means you've got 10 things that happen. And you can stop those 10 things with getting that one thing done. What is that? What is your chain of pain? Have a think about that. I can either, in this video, put a minute of just blank space, quiet time, where you can think about it. Or you can do it after the video. Or, even better, just hit pause now and just think about it. Don't let this video roll into the next one. You don't have to subscribe. If you want to, make a deal with me. Because this channel is all about making life easier, simpler, and having you perform better. So if you're going to subscribe to this channel, do 2 things for me. unsubscribe to 2 other channels. Now, that's not me being anti on them. That's me saying to you that you've probably got a couple of channels there that are just reminders, and all it's doing is adding to the mental list, and you don't want to watch those videos. So just get rid of the chaff. As I say, I'm not, hating on them or anything. Talking about you. Clear away some of the chaff. And I'm saying, if you don't want to unsubscribe to 2 others, then don't subscribe to me. But if you subscribe to me, unsubscribe to 2 others. And here's the second thing, make a note that you've subscribed to me in a month's time. And if you're not watching my videos, and if they're not of value to you, unsubscribe from me, because you don't need that. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm making these videos to tell me what I know works for me. But if there's something in here that will work for you to make your life easier, simpler, or enable you to perform better, for goodness sake, steal it. If you're not sure, try it. Give it a good go and see if it works or not. That's what it's all about. It's just made things better. Okay. End of the day video. Lacking a bit of energy? Maybe, I don't know. Certainly wasn't cracking any jokes, was I? Okay, maybe in the next one. Take care. See you in the next one.